Lori Grasty, the Children and Family Pastor here at Trinity on Jackson Church. We are so glad that you have chosen to be a part of our Creative Arts Camp this year, and we are looking forward to a really great season. I want to provide a little bit of information for you in terms of training resources. So we have a handful of videos. We have 4 videos, which includes this one, that we're going to ask you to watch and then sign off on a sheet so that we know you've watched them and we can connect. This is a great way for you to be able to get all the information that you need and for us to be able to connect in a way that honors your time and your schedule. So first of all, I want to talk about some safety procedures we have in place. We are going to have a walkie-talkie available to each one of our teams. Each team, each group that we have, will have a walkie-talkie every day. They'll check 1 out per team. This is a great way to get a hold of our leaders. Let us know of any needs that you have throughout the day. I want to spend a minute just explaining some basic information about how to use the walkie-talkie. When you get this walkie-talkie, there is an on-off switch right up here. Once you turn that on, you'll hear a beep, and then you can adjust the volume. This is how you can control the volume. So if you're not hearing what we're saying to you, if you're not hearing any communication throughout the day, make sure that you have that volume up enough that we can contact you if necessary. This would be how we might contact you if you have a child that needs to go home early, or if there's a schedule change or anything that you need to be aware of. Maybe weather is affecting our ability to go outside, whatever that may be, we will use these to communicate with you. Now, if you need to communicate with us, the way you work these is there are 2 buttons on the side here. Either one of these buttons will work. So go ahead and push that button down, wait a couple seconds, and then let us know what you need. An easy way to do that is to communicate who you are and who you're trying to reach. So for example, I'll hold this down and then begin speaking just a few seconds later. Hi, this is Lori. I'm trying to get a hold of Erin. Now, that way, when Erin comes back on, she's going to say, "This is Erin. How can I help you?" And you might say, "We need more snack in this area. Are we going outside?" Those are questions that you might need to ask us about. Or maybe if you have an injury. Those are all ways that you can get a hold of us. We can get a hold of you, and helps with effective communication. If you have any questions about that, please let us know. Also, these walkie-talkies are not going to go home with you. When you check out your bag, you're going to get your walkie-talkie in the morning. When you check in your bag at the end, you're going to turn your walkie-talkie in. That allows us to charge it every day so it's ready for you the next day. Another thing I want to talk about is our safe sanctuary procedures. If you are new and working with children for the first time this year, you've filled out some extensive paperwork that helps us to know that you are the right fit to work with children. Part of that packet included some yellow papers, or they might have been white with yellow highlighting. Those are your papers to keep and serve as a training purpose. Now, some of you might have worked with children, might have filled out this paperwork quite a while ago, and in which case you might not have this. So I want to spend a little bit of time talking about our safe sanctuary procedures, which are vital to our ministry. One of the things that's most important to remember in our safe sanctuary process is that first of all, we screen all of our individuals in all of our ministry areas to make sure that you're the right fit to work with them. This just ensures 100% safety in our commitment to child abuse prevention. Now, if you're familiar with working with children, some of this stuff might be a refresher, but it's a great thing to keep in mind in everything that we do. One of the most vital parts of our safe sanctuary policy is that you should never be one-on-one with a child. This is for your safety and the child's safety. This means that at any point in time, if you need to have one child with you, maybe one child needs to go to the bathroom, one child left their craft behind, whatever it may be, always have that child bring a buddy. There should always be at least 3 people together at any time. We encourage 2 adults to be with a group at any time, and we try to resource and equip that to happen in all situations. However, sometimes that is just not feasible, and we understand that. If that is the case, you should always be in an open area. This is what we refer to as the open door policy. If for any reason you are the only adult with a group of children, you should have that door open and you should be in full access of everybody around you. Now, other times, if you are with a child, some things do need to happen. You need to travel, whatever it may be. Remember to bring a buddy. It's a great resource to have all of your group to go together if possible. That way you have 2 adults and you have multiple kids going together at the same time. So that's something that we feature and highlight in there. We also are mandatory reporters for child abuse prevention. That is by the state of Indiana. So if you have anything that happens in your group, a child tells you something that you're concerned about, it is not our job to discern whether or not it is true, valid, or defined as child abuse. That's what our experts are for. So if you have any concerns, bring those directly to me. That is not something that you need to navigate with another teacher or another group leader. We just like to have one point person for any concerns so that story is only repeated once and we can discern if that is something that we need to report. And the reality of it is, if we are concerned, then we need to report it because that is our obligation and our commitment by state law. So again, with that, I will be the point person. If I am not available for any reason, I will appoint somebody that is the person in charge. So just go directly to me or that person that is appointed if you have any concerns about child abuse. Now, another thing to keep in mind is just appropriate touch of children. A good guideline is to think that you never want to touch a child where their bathing suit covers. Now, with our littler kids, sometimes that's a little bit harder. Kids want to be picked up, they want to be held, they want to sit in your laps. Those are blurry areas, and we would encourage you to not do that if possible. For a couple of reasons. First of all, that can create some favoritism among your group, make other kids feel left out. If you have a child that consistently wants to sit in your lap, a great resource is to say, hey, thanks for being my friend. I'd love for you to sit next to me. I have a spot right here. Have them sit right next to you. Our littler ones, sometimes like our 2s and 3s, well, we are just our 3s for Creative Arts Camp. They are able to walk on their own. So invite them to hold your hand, invite them to hold on to the rope. There is no reason that you need to be carrying a child everywhere we go. Unless there's an injury, unless they're upside, it is okay to pick a child up. Obviously, we want to accommodate their emotional needs as well. However, our children are old enough that they can walk to each station on their own. And if you're not sure how to navigate any one of our any behavioral challenge or emotional challenge, whatever it may be, please see one of our team leaders because we are happy to help you in any capacity. So if you need a rope for your group, we are making those available as well. Sometimes that's really helpful to get a group from one point to another. And that's a great way that you don't have a bunch of kids that need to be carried or picked up or held. Hand holding is a great alternative to that as well. So it's a great way to show kids high fives, fist bumps, whatever that may be, that they're loved and accepted, but they don't need to be in spaces that might blur personal boundaries. So I think that covers, one more thing I want to share. We do include in this a social media covenant. And what that states is that it is your choice whether or not you accept friend requests of parents, youth, whatever that may be. But know that if you choose to accept that, you are representing the church in what you do. And so you're the hands and feet of Jesus in your ministry here, and we recognize and value that, but that also means that other people have access to your information that you share beyond that. So we invite you to follow our Wesleyan rule of do no harm, do good, and stay in love with God. So that's our social media principles and guidelines. It is up to you whether or not you choose to accept that, accept friend requests. But again, in any even social media, this applies as well. You never want to be one-on-one with a youth or a child. So if you're in a situation where somebody texts you or messages you or whatever that may be, it's always better to have communication that involves a third party if they are a youth or a child. So if you have any questions about that, please let us know. We're happy to help you navigate that. These are some things that hopefully are helpful. If this is new to you and new information and you would like to find out a little bit more, please feel free to reach out to me. I am happy to answer any questions on this because we are fully committed to make sure that children are safe when in our facility and that all of our volunteers and ministry leaders are equipped and comfortable in what is expected of them. Thank you so much for choosing to be a part of our Creative Arts Camp team. We hope you enjoy the other videos and make sure you let us know that you've watched them. We'll see you soon. Take care.